Hello everyone, Codex here. I hope you're doing fantastic. So if you hold Solana, please watch this video till the end because I've got something really important to show you that will help you tremendously to know when to exit the market. You might not like it, but it will help you and it will save you a lot of pain as we move forward. So there has been quite a lot happening with Solana lately. We have crashed down in here and the price went down by over 71%. And since then, it has been doing quite well actually. And in just 5 weeks, the price ended up going up by 83%. And the issue in here is that influencers will just keep telling you to buy the dip. Because if you bought this dip, for example, you would have ended up being in profit. And they would have also told you to buy this dip. And then this dip, and again in here, and they will just keep telling you to buy the dip over and over until the market crashes and we enter a bear market and you find yourself down 80% because you kept listening to them, buying every single dip in your way down. But in my opinion, there is some clear evidence on why this dip is slightly different than the usual dips, and I want to cover it today. So if we look at Solana's chart as well as Ethereum's chart back in its previous market cycle, we can see that Ethereum has had 3 major rallies before finding its market cycle top. And in between, we had experienced 2 major corrections of roughly 70%. Solana has experienced the same exact thing in here. 3 major rallies happened, so we went up in here and we had our first decent move up, then our first corrections came in, which was slightly bigger than the one Ethereum had at first. Then we had our second rally in here before experiencing our second correction and we ended up having our last rally and reaching our market cycle top. So after we experienced these things with both Solana and Ethereum, we had the third correction where the community becomes divided in 2 parts now. Bears who will tell you that the market is doomed and that we will go down 90%, and then we've got bulls who will just keep telling you to buy the dip because buying the dip has worked so far in here and in here if you manage to hold your way through a 70% correction, of course. But then what ends up happening is a relief rally, which Ethereum has had in here, where everybody loses his mind again and everyone starts telling experienced investors and traders that have been in the space for years that they told them to buy the dip, and the sentiment shifts again, and this happens almost every single time. And not only with Ethereum, bear in mind, I mean, we have had the exact same thing with Cardano, with Bitcoin, with Chainlink, and with many other cryptocurrencies in the last market cycle. And so it's normal and common to experience these relief rallies, and you can't really expect the price to just go up in a straight line or also go down in a straight line. And that's what new traders and investors can't grasp. And so having these relief rallies is totally normal, and I even mentioned this on my Patreon account in here on the 21st of March before the upside move, of course. And look what I said. Unlike other altcoins like Elrond, AVAX, and Ethereum, Solana hasn't experienced a true relief phase yet. And look what I also said in here. The price will always experience short-term relief phases where it goes up by 60 to 100% on average before continuing go lower in bear markets, of course. And this isn't to say that the relief phase is over for Solana or anything like it and that we will go down. No, I never said that. This is just to say that in my opinion and from what I've seen in this market throughout my last 5 years looking at charts and numbers, this is most likely a relief phase. Now, can Solana go higher than $142? Because on my Twitter account, I said that we will reach 125 to 140 US dollars before the big dump. Absolutely, Solana could go much higher than this. I mean, if history is any indicator, we could go even to 160 or $170 before seeing any real expansion down. But nonetheless, I still believe that this is most likely a relief rally. Now, could this be another dip like every influencer will tell you? Of course, yes, it could be a dip. And we have a 4th leg up, but it's not common at all. It's not common to experience a 4th leg up. Now, before I move on to the other important similarities that we must focus on, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Coinly. If you don't want to end up in jail or you suck at doing taxes like me, Coinly will do the job for you. Coinly is the most used crypto tax accounting platform online. All you have to do is sign up and it's pretty straightforward. You just have to import your numbers from any exchange you use and boom, your taxes are done. You don't have to worry about the IRS knocking at your door or knocking your ass. I'll also leave a guide on how you do your taxes in 2022 with Coinly down below, which you can check out. And always remember, as much as it hurts to pay the IRS, sleeping at home is better than sleeping in jail. Going back to the chart, if we look at the volatility now, it's basically a copy. It's like you copied Ethereum's volatility in here in the last market cycle and you pegged it to Solana. If we look at the Phoenix Ascending Indicator, which is also a momentum indicator, and this, by the way, is the best momentum indicator you will ever find for free. you can see that the exact same thing happened in here. Look how the green line tries to reach the level of 80, the red RSI follows it to trigger the upward pressure because the red RSI is responsible for either the upward pressure or downward pressure, but the blue LSMA, which plays the role of a support, isn't high enough to sustain the bullish momentum. And so far, this doesn't look any different to me. We don't have the full picture yet, of course, because this relief rally might not be over yet, which again is a possibility, but there are a lot of similarities that you can't really ignore, even if you want to be bullish 100% every single time. And please remember that every bull run has its end, and we aren't talking about a 60 or a 70% correction. That's nothing. Bear markets have been pretty brutal in the past. Now, having a 90 to a 95% correction in the past doesn't necessarily mean that the same thing will happen again, because this market cycle is a bit different since we've got bigger players coming into the space and institutions holding crypto in general. But just to put things into perspective to you, if you are new to the space, just look at the 2018 crash numbers. Don't focus on these numbers because this dashboard was taken 3 weeks ago, but just focus on the 2018 crash numbers and how most well-known cryptocurrencies back in that market cycle dropped 90 to 98%. The 2019, 2020 and March crashes were less brutal, but still 80 to 85% corrections are significant. And if you can't understand what a 90% correction looks like, just think of yourself having 100k in your crypto account, enjoying your trip, and 8 weeks later you have 10k in the same account. So that was about it, guys. I just wanted to cover both charts. Please remember that when I discuss things, I mainly look at them from a long-term perspective. I don't care about what will happen in an hour from now or what will happen tomorrow. We look at things from a long-term perspective in here. And I believe that we are still in a relief phase with Solana. So this was about it, guys, for today. I hope this was helpful, and I really hope that this gave you some insight on what could happen next. So don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on Solana. Tell me if you are bullish, bearish, or if you think that we will be moving sideways. Subscribe to the channel, check out my Patreon account, and have a nice day.